Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be speaking about authentic expression and how many people are holding themselves back from their authentic expression in all areas of their life because they are afraid of being misunderstood and judged incorrectly for their expression. Now, something happened this morning that this is always kind of on my mind because I'm somebody who's really passionate about authentic expression and just freeing ourselves from kind of the limitations of how people see us, and therefore not showing up as who we really are in our genuine authenticity. And I'm somebody who has been I've gone through this process of often having my authentic expression hindered through things like perfectionism, which is often a thing that gets in the way of us expressing ourselves authentically. And I've really had a process of often, for example, with my videos, just kind of obsessing over how I say things. I've spoken about this in previous videos. Kind of obsessing over how I say things so that I kind of design it so that the most people will understand. And so many of us are held back through things like this kind of perfectionism that kind of convinces you to control your expression in such a way that everybody understands. And this is, of course, a mission you will absolutely never complete and don't want to, because all it will do is hold you back. Now, this morning, I got a comment on one of my videos. I don't see all of my comments, but I did see this one, and it was a really beautiful reminder from the universe about these things, and I'm always grateful for these reminders. Basically, it was somebody completely misunderstanding one of my videos and what I said, and I remember thinking damn, I worded that video so well. I really conveyed my message so well, and yet this person still completely misunderstood and completely took out of context what the message was. And as I was sat there kind of contemplating this, I, considering the authenticity and authentic expression is on my mind so much, and how people are really held back by the fear that people will misunderstand, I really saw this as kind of a reminder from the universe that no matter how well we control our expression, people are still going to completely misunderstand. So my message today is to tell you to give yourself permission to be completely and utterly misunderstood. Because in order to give yourself permission to express yourself authentically, you are going to have to give yourself permission to be misunderstood, because that is what is going to happen. I mean, no matter what you do, even if you do nothing at all, you are going to be misunderstood. We'll always be misunderstood even if we do nothing. You will literally be misunderstood and judged, and you will have people telling you who you are, what you mean, what you said. People will always be trying to tell you these things no matter what you do, even if you do nothing. So you might as well express yourself authentically. Allowing this fear of being misunderstood to hold you back, allowing it to either, because the way I see it, you've got three options. Option number one is you don't express yourself at all because you are afraid of being misunderstood, so you just don't express yourself at all. That's option number one, fun life. Option number two is you control the hell out of everything you say and do, as I've done myself before, You know, as I've told you, I've procrastinated so much over my message and sometimes the way I word things because I'm trying to maximize the potential for people understanding. And as I've explained before, all this does is actually blocks the message because it's kind of diluting it. It's kind of like burying the authentic message because you're kind of controlling it so much. You're putting it through all these filters, this filter of fear of trying to make people understand. So that's option number 2, also fun life, controlling the hell out of everything. That feels great. And option number 3 is the one I've opted for, which is just giving yourself permission to be completely misunderstood and understanding that the people who are genuinely meant to resonate, the people who are meant for you and your message, will resonate and they will understand, because it is about energy. If you are in alignment with somebody, if they are meant to be on your path and they are meant to be in your life, they will resonate. Sometimes people are meant to come in just to remind us to express ourselves authentically, that they're meant to come in just to remind us that no matter what we do and how much we control our expression, people are still going to misunderstand because they aren't meant to understand, and that is okay. It's something I've also noticed, that when we are afraid of people misunderstanding and so we really control our expression and our words to maximize the potential for people to understand, something I've noticed is that this is also coming from a place of fear that we will offend people, okay? And I have noticed this with myself, and I've had to be honest with myself about this, and this is how I understand this, okay? Even when it comes to my own message sharing, I have noticed that I will often do things, and I'm seeing this with so many other message sharers, we will often add many disclaimers into the things we say to not offend certain people. Because of course, many people are just offended by somebody having a difference of opinion to them. And so, of course, disclaimers do have a place because, of course, you know, we want to be gentle and we don't want anybody to feel attacked or excluded or whatever, and that's totally okay. But when we are drowning our message with disclaimers, this is simply coming from a place of fear that people will misunderstand you and feel offended, and you're afraid of that. And this is also something we have to let go of. If we want to express ourselves authentically, we have to let go of the fact that many people will be offended. Are you going so far with it that you are burying your message and your authenticity? Are you going so far with it that you are burying your authentic message in disclaimers to the point where it is either completely watered down or completely drowned out? You've got to ask yourself this. It's okay to be gentle and give disclaimers, but don't control everything you say to the extent that you are drowning out your message and authenticity. If you came here to say something, say it. And let go of the fact that people will be offended even when you are incredibly gentle. This is something we have to face and learn when we are on a path to authentic expression, as I have myself. You know, things like YouTube have really pushed me into facing these things. You know, the fear of offending people. And, you know, this procrastination and this perfectionism that just gets you to control everything so much to the point where you either aren't doing anything, you either aren't expressing yourself at all, or when you do, it is completely buried and drowned out. Your authenticity is literally like a magnetic light that literally draws into you everything that is resonant with it. But you have to shine that light, and the only way you can shine that light is by letting it come out completely raw and real. And that means not trying to control it and not putting it through this filter of fear because you want people to understand people who aren't even meant to understand. So give yourself permission to be completely misunderstood. Just realize that no matter what you do, if you don't express yourself or if you control your expression, people are still going to completely misunderstand you. And they are also going to try to tell you who you are and what you mean and why you're doing the things you're doing. People are always going to do that. And, something I've noticed for me along my journey is that when I was a lot younger and I hadn't begun my healing journey yet, and I hadn't kind of begun this kind of inner work journey of returning to my worth and my authenticity, and regaining confidence and things, I remember any time somebody would kind of like criticize me or like what people do, they try to tell you who you are and what you mean and why you're doing the things you're doing. I remember it used to completely shake me so much, like it just used to completely throw me off. And now I realise, now that I've gone on my healing journey and worked through these things and kind of returned to myself, the reason it was able to bother me so much was because I was not solid within myself. I was not solid within my inner knowing. When you know yourself and you are solid in that and committed to that, no one can tell you who you are or what you mean because you know. So now when people criticize you or misunderstand you, it doesn't completely throw you off and make you question your entire existence because you're like, I know who I am. You don't know who I am. They are projecting their own inner things onto you, as we all do. We're all projecting our beliefs, opinions, and our wounds and our limitations onto other people. The trick is to just not let other people's projections limit you. Don't take responsibility for them. They're not yours. When you express yourself authentically, which is all you can do, and somebody misunderstands this and projects their own beliefs or whatever onto you, that's not a reflection of who you are. You know who you are and you know what you mean. And in these moments, you simply need to remember that. You need to remind yourself, is that who I am? Is that what I meant? Is that why I'm doing what I'm doing? No, I am the one who knows this. And I am choosing to express it authentically. So give yourself permission to be misunderstood because it is always going to happen, and it's up to you whether or not you allow that to either completely hinder your expression altogether, or you allow it to cause you to control the hell out of everything you say and do, which is not a fun life. Or you can just realize that no matter what you do, even if you do these things, people are still going to misunderstand. So you might as well just express yourself authentically and give yourself permission to be completely misconstrued. And remember that the people who resonate with your frequency, with your authenticity, with that energy that you are allowing to come out in all its realness and rawness, they will be magnetized to it because they are in alignment with it. And those are the people you want in your life. And the only way you are going to get those people in your life is if you shine that light by being authentic. Okay? So I really hope this has helped you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.